Bart used a straw to down a large keg of beer. He staggered around in a drunken stupor, but this scene was broadcast live on television.
What are you looking at?
Kent angrily condemned Bart's behavior, saying it had caused the once innocent town to lose all moral values. Beer and green vomit were everywhere.
I'm going down to Moe's for a couple beers.
I'll come with you.
No!
The mayor discovered that Springfield's municipal code explicitly required prohibition. The ban on alcohol was to take effect immediately. Homer collapsed in tears, while Moe and Barney passed out from shock at the bar. All the alcohol in Springfield was thrown into the dump, and Duff Beer went out of business as a result. Springfield became peaceful and serene. Moe's Tavern was converted into a pet store, but he secretly continued selling alcohol. The supplier providing the liquor was Fat Tony, and Chief Clancy was a regular customer there. Just then, several women burst in. Clancy immediately swaggered up to them with his flirtatious dance moves.
Oh boy, that sounded bad.
As a result, Clancy was dismissed from his position. The new police chief, Banner, took office. He completely blocked off all of Springfield's intersections, then destroyed all the smuggled beer and refused to accept any bribes. However, this behavior seriously affected Homer's life. That evening, Homer took Bart to the dump, where they dug up beer and loaded it all into their car.
Rex Banner, what a dope.
Yeah, look at him trying to aim that stupid gun.
Homer swerved into the cemetery, smashing tombstones, and ultimately escaped Banner's pursuit. That night, Marge wanted to go to the basement to do laundry, but was kept out by a sign on the door. Homer and Bart emerged carrying bowling balls. Homer threw the bowling ball onto a pipe system, where it rolled all the way down through an elaborate network of pipes, finally reaching Moe's Tavern. The money Moe received would be loaded back into the bowling ball. Bart pressed the remote control. The antenna instantly transmitted the signal to a satellite outside Earth, where monkeys inside skillfully began answering the calls.
Why don't you turn off the TV and join us for dessert? I made a pie.
Put pie here.
Lisa came over and told Bart that there were only 2 hours left until the exam. He hadn't rested for 2 weeks, but Bart didn't mind. This exam would affect his entire life. However, Bart was listless during the exam. He mistook the test paper in his hand for the remote control at home. When Bart pressed the remote control button, the teachers and classmates in the classroom turned into TV characters. All the TV characters gathered around and lifted Bart high in the air while singing. On the day of the school promotion ceremony, the principal announced that Lisa would skip a grade to 3rd grade, but Bart wasn't very happy.
She's not so great. She got diarrhea when we went to Carlsbad Cavern.
Lisa didn't expect that Bart would actually tell her embarrassing stories in front of all the students. The principal then announced the second thing. Because Bart's final exam scores were ridiculously low, he was being held back to 3rd grade in the same class as Lisa.
What? I gotta be in the same class as her. What? I gotta be in the same class as him?
They're gonna be in the same class as each other?
To help Lisa quickly adapt to 3rd grade life, the teacher moved their desks together and even used a big lock to lock the two of them together. When Bart was feeding Santa's little helper, he discovered an unidentified creature in the doghouse.
Hey, if you're out here, then who's in there?
He carefully peered in and found it was actually a badger. Bart tried to drive it away with a stick, but unfortunately the creature was too fierce. Lisa looked online and found that badgers like to eat woodpeckers, so Bart went next door to borrow Todd's pet bird.
Ow!
At this point, Homer curiously walked over.
Television broken?
No, there's a badger in there.
Badger my ass, it's probably Millhouse.
He didn't believe Bart's words at all. Just as Homer was about to use dynamite to drive away the badger, Lisa suggested he should call animal control, but unexpectedly, no one answered when he dialed. Marge explained that Springfield had just been split into 2 area codes. The wealthy area kept the previous 636, while their poor area half was changed to 939. Homer was very dissatisfied with this. It happened that the mayor was holding a meeting with the telecommunications company. Homer went on stage with dynamite strapped to him, threatening them to change back to the old area code, but obviously this was impossible. For this reason, Homer gathered the residents of the poor area to launch a rebellion. They even established New Springfield on their own. Seeing this, the residents of the wealthy area were not to be outdone. Due to the escalating conflict between both sides, Bart's range of activities was severely restricted. When Marge went shopping at the supermarket, she was required to pay an additional 50% foreigner tax. For this reason, Homer decided to retaliate against Old Springfield. He took Bart to the nuclear power plant and directly pulled down the power switch for Old Springfield. The town instantly formed a clear boundary line between light and dark. Regarding Homer's immoral behavior, Old Springfield decided to strike back. They intercepted the beer truck heading to New Springfield and poured all the beer into the river. For this, Homer had people close the water gates. Now New Springfield would lose its water source. Just when the mayor felt desperate, Skinner suddenly discovered that gold was exposed on the dried riverbed. Everyone went down to dig for gold and used this gold to rebuild the reservoir. Reporters even thanked Homer through the television station. For this reason, Homer decided to build a wall to completely separate both sides. The construction company, due to insufficient funds, could only barely build the wall using garbage mixed with cement. Homer led his family in making a speech. He didn't expect that, despite New Springfield lacking medical care and schools, there were still people willing to stay.
Hey! Stop screaming over the wall!
Luann angrily confronted Homer and told him to keep Marge in check.
How did your wife's bra end up in my husband's bed?
This It's Marge's straw.
Marge came home from buying, but after all her hard work, she only received questioning from Homer. Marge couldn't believe it. She strongly expressed that she hadn't cheated on him, but Homer didn't believe her, so they started arguing.
Get out of this house!
Gladly.
Homer returned home secretly. He wanted to win Marge back. Lisa asked him about the reason for their fight, but Bart rushed out saying it didn't matter. Lisa suspected he had done something in this matter. She threatened Bart to come clean with Marge. Marge did housework angrily. Bart came to confess to her. It turned out that Milhouse didn't want his parents to get back together, so Bart put Marge's underwear at their house, wanting to make them break up again. But unexpectedly, Marge's name was written on her underwear. When Marge and Homer were arguing, Bart was actually listening nearby.
We tried to break up your parents and we broke up mine.
Marge accused Bart angrily. Bart thought she would forgive Homer, but she was still angry because Homer didn't trust her.
Mom and Dad have a marriage on the rocks, and they need to work through it in therapy to make sure it doesn't shatter. Rocks? Shatter? Jagged cliff? Ew.
Bart prepared a dummy. Then he arranged both Marge and Homer together. He had Milhouse find an opportunity to throw the dummy down. Then he turned around to attract their attention. Milhouse crashed into a tree and broke his glasses. He couldn't tell which one was the dummy now.
I did it, Bart! Bart?
When Homer was washing his face, he discovered a line of bloody words on the mirror, so he responded using toothpaste. Marge also noticed strange phenomena. 2 milkshakes appeared out of nowhere in the kitchen. No matter how they changed the TV channels, it was always the same program. Homer turned off the TV, but it turned itself back on and made strange sounds. Lisa suspected the house was haunted. The milkshake in Marge's hand also disappeared.
What?
That night, neither of them could sleep, and Marge even felt the presence of a third person. Suddenly, a person emerged from under the blanket. Marge had no choice but to make up the couch for him. After she left, Homer prepared to sleep. At that moment, the blanket suddenly started moving by itself, and the bed rose into the air.
The bed is lifting me.
They filled the living room with candles. Homer held a car dealer's Bible and commanded the ghost to appear. Grandpa Simpson turned off the lights. What appeared was actually the ghost of Homer's family.
Hey, a little respect.
Homer asked him to show his driver's license to prove his identity, but the ghost had already traded it for a sandwich. Only then did Homer believe he was the real Homer. Marge told Homer to quickly think of a solution. At this point, the ghost Marge began speaking ill of her. Marge watched as Homer chatted happily with the ghost, and her anger reached its peak. But Homer thought Marge was being unreasonable. Soon after, while taking a shower, he encountered 2 Marges. As the two were arguing, Ghost Homer came over with a toaster. Just like that, Homer also became a ghost. Only Lisa and Bart were left in the house. The next second, Bart was about to jump out the window. Lisa immediately followed and jumped down too, but she discovered Bart was still sitting in the tree, so she used a slingshot to turn Bart into a ghost as well.
Willie's got stew for the winter.
Wait a minute, who killed Maggie?
Bart leaped from the top of the shelf, but the shopping cart was pushed aside by Clancy. Homer gave up buying the last lottery ticket and rushed over. He successfully caught Bart.
I won! $50,000!
While the lottery ticket he was about to buy was purchased by Lenny, who won $50,000 as a result. Homer yanked Bart down from the shelf.
Cost me $200,000.
I thought it was 50.
I was gonna bet it on the dogs.
Homer sadly came to Moe's tavern, but his friends were all raising toasts to Lenny, celebrating his lottery win. Moe advised him to look on the bright side. Lenny was paying for all the drinks tonight, but Homer firmly refused to spend his money.
But here's a compromise. Why don't you both pay for the drink? And tip.
Lenny decided to use the remaining lottery money to throw a party for his friends. On the day of the party, the Simpson family dressed up formally. At this time, Bart was holding a water gun ready to spray kids on the sidewalk, but he hit Marge, who was passing by instead. She had to change into clothes that made her look fat to attend the party. Marge didn't understand why Bart was so bad. Homer thought it was all because Marge had drunk alcohol when she was pregnant. On the day of the princess ship's launching ceremony, a drop of splashed red wine fell into Marge's mouth. Bart thus tasted alcohol, and from that time on, his demonic genes began to awaken. At the party venue, Bart discovered a small room with bags filled with cleaning robots. Before the party ended, Lenny opened the door, and a floor full of cleaning robots rushed out of the room. They frantically attacked the guests until the police chief appeared and stopped this chaos.
Well, whoever did this must be long gone by now, Chief. I don't know how we'll ever catch him.
Kill! Kill! Kill!
Do you know how hard it is to get to Disneyland? Well, first you have to park your car in a 10-story parking garage. Then you take a
Hey, Flanders, gas up your leaf blower much?
bus to the next stop. This stop involves climbing a mountain that's thousands of meters above sea level. At the top, you have to take a helicopter, then a cruise ship. That's how you get a glimpse of the amusement park. The Simpsons have
Whoa, so orange. I'm sorry.
finally arrived at the park. But before they can get inside,
Why do you always think about what you don't have?
Has anyone ever thought about what they do have? Have you?
Not that much.
Have you?
Nope.
Have you?
they have to go through a rigorous security check. The inside of the amusement park is amazing. Their first ride was with Maggie, but she's the only one who likes the slow buggy. Then the family moved onto the pirate ship ride, and then the restaurant. But after 6 hours
Homer Simpson, I am going to enjoy finding it in my heart to forgive you for this.
of wandering around, they couldn't find anything interesting to do. That's when Bart stumbled upon a place no one else was going. It was a rocket ship ride called Into the Breach. The family just barged in. And they found seats and sat down. Next thing you know, the whole building starts to change. A U-shaped spaceship rises out of the ground. It's a real thrill to be on the back of it. They look up and see that the ship has flown.
Forget it. Just take him.
You can't just give them to us. They only taste good if we steal them.
Keep chasing!
It improves the flavor.
Sure, whatever works for you.
When Homer was young, he had a thick, luxuriant head of hair. Back then, Homer particularly loved combing his hair. Styling it brought him great joy. However, his hair began falling out more and more severely, until now he only has 2 strands left. He dreams of cutting and styling hair every night. One day, Lisa threw a paint palette at Bart, but the palette spun around and flew back, hitting Patty on the head instead. Bart immediately poured paint thinner on it, which unexpectedly burned a large hole in her hair.
Oh, I get to enjoy this, but I'm not responsible.
To prevent Patty from discovering this when she woke up, Homer prepared to kill her, put the body in a car, and sink the vehicle to the bottom of the lake. Lisa suggested that Homer simply cut Patty's hair instead, so Homer picked up large scissors and began trimming Patty's hair.
Wake up and look at your hair!
Patty hurried to the sink to examine her hair. Flanders, passing by, was stunned by her beauty. Selma also thought she now looked like a fashionable hottie. She couldn't believe that Homer's chubby hands and ping-pong ball-sized brain could create such a beautiful hairstyle.
Homer Simpson, do me. I meant my hair.
Abe kept praising how beautifully both their haircuts turned out. Just then, the doorbell rang. A woman demanded that Homer cut her hair, slapping $100 directly onto the table. Homer pulled down the curtains and wrapped them around the woman's neck, listened to what the hair had to say, then began cutting with his tongue hanging out.
Wow.
The falling hair floated in the air, and even Maggie couldn't help but dance among the strands. Under Homer's skilled hands, a stunning beauty emerged before the world.
Are you sure you don't have a salon?
Well, I open a lot of crazy things when I'm drunk, but I don't think so.
Too bad.
Today, the Simpson family came to go skydiving. Everyone successfully opened their parachutes except Homer's parachute malfunctioned. Homer crashed through the roof with his family and landed on the sofa. The poor sofa was ruined as a result. Although everyone felt sorry for the old sofa, it was simply impossible to sit on anymore. Marge suggested it was time to get a new one, but Homer blamed Marge for wanting to throw things away just because they were old. Without a sofa, Homer could still sit in midair while eating. Marge excitedly told Homer to go buy a new sofa, but Homer said he had already bought an identical sofa online. The computer showed the delivery had reached New York and was being shipped out. Homer had no idea that furniture shipped from there came with bedbugs. Soon the Simpson family received the new sofa. Marge picked up the new sofa cushion and smelled it. She had no idea that the back was already crawling with bedbugs. Lisa also happily placed her stuffed animals on it. Little did she know this action provided these bedbugs with a place to settle down. Only Maggie nearby witnessed this shocking scene. Unfortunately, she couldn't speak yet. That night, Bart and his friends built a fort with the sofa cushions to sleep in. Countless bedbugs had already secretly crawled into their clothes. The next day, the children carrying bedbugs each went home. Thus, the bedbugs spread throughout the entire Springfield. The bedbug invasion of Springfield quickly made the news. Upon hearing the news, Homer felt his body start to itch. He lamented that the brain was truly foolish. Bart also thought his brain was having hallucinations. The Simpson family began to panic. Homer believed the bedbugs must have been brought by Bart's friends. He questioned Bart about why all his friends were so dirty. Bart also asked Homer back why all his friends were alcoholics.
Touché.
Springfield faced an unprecedented major crisis. The townspeople were all tormented by unbearable itching from the bedbugs. They had to throw away mattresses and burn clothes en masse. Even fire trucks became tools for showering. However, all these efforts were in vain.
Oh, my hand.
To prevent the townspeople from living in fear any longer, the professor developed an anti-bedbug spray. He explained that this was invented using an improved version of bear pheromones. Homer, Lenny, and Carl drank 20 drinks in a row. After their hangover, they went to the playground. Lenny excitedly sat on the swing,
I'll save you!
while Carl staggered to his feet but got his hand stuck. Homer went straight to play on the upside-down slide.
Homer! Homer!
Amid his teammates cheering, Homer excitedly jumped a few times but ended up falling into the slide. But Lenny and Carl said they would help by writing a letter to the senator, then turned around and walked into another bar. Homer remained stuck in that position at the playground all night until Marge passed by and discovered him.
Hey, thanks for throwing the ball back.
Marge promised she would rescue him, but first she had to take the children to school. Lisa and Bart poked their heads out and saw the trapped Homer.
Don't worry, it's bottom all right.
Because of this, Bart was late for school. The principal decided to take this opportunity to discipline Bart. He took off his shirt and rolled up his sleeves,
Willie, cut me a switch.
but when he turned around, he found that Bart had already disappeared. Bart had escaped on his skateboard with the principal driving close behind in pursuit. They encountered an uphill slope where the principal's car stopped due to insufficient power, then slid backward down the incline and crashed into the auto repair shop below.
Would you like a quote?
Yes.